Here we go. I see the bad moon rising. That's the beginning of Bad Moon Rising, as you may have recognized. I'm going to give you a lesson today on how to play it, but this is more for beginners. I actually tend to use this song as a beginner's song, mostly because it's only got 3 chords, but also because it shows a different strum. And the strum that I use usually for beginners is not quite the strum you just heard, but a slightly easier one. And also there's a little measure where we share 2 chords, and this happens quite often in music. You don't have a whole measure or a bunch of measures with just 1 chord. So again, I've got my little diagram here that shows you a few things. First of all, the strum that I just showed you is actually on the bottom here. Whoops, we got to find it here. So strum number 2, where we've got a down, down, up. That's this one right here. If I strum it without a chord and slow it down, it sounds like this. 1, 2, and down. 1, 2, and 4, like that. 1, 2, and 4. So, oddly enough, even though there are fewer strums in this particular strum pattern, it's harder for beginners to leave all of those empty, shall we say, arrows in there, empty movements or no strumming. So I tend to use this top strum for this song to begin with. Until people get a little more familiar with it, then maybe I'll show them the other strum. So the top strum sounds more like this. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And 1, 2, 3, and 4. So that strum, because there's more actual strumming, people find a little bit easier as beginners. So if you want to work with me, what we're going to do is we're going to use the first strum number 1 at the top here, and then maybe I'll show you the other one. So the first thing we'll do is we'll take the D chord. Sometimes I'll do it with G first, because G is just a little bit, well, you can use more strings for it, so it's more fun to strum a G, but we'll go to the D. So let's just find a D chord first, and all we're going to do here is we're going to do that strum over and over. Now I'll count us in. If you're at my website, you can actually see the strum pattern in the graphic below, and you can print it out if you want to. Click it on and make it larger so you can follow along. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to count us in first, and then we'll start doing the strum. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 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 1, 2, 3, and 4. And okay, so that's doing just the first part of the song. I'm going to show you this graphic again. Now on this side, you'll notice that I've actually got the measures written out. I'll put it a little closer here. Whoops, there you can see it. The first measure is a D with just that strum pattern. But you'll notice the measure next to it, we have an A and a G chord that share a measure. In other words, we use both chords in one measure. Instead of splitting up this strum pattern, what I usually suggest we do in the beginning is just kind of simplify it by doing 2 down strums for each chord. Now it's a little hard to do that at first if you're not used to changing chords too quickly yet. So the first thing I do in order to warm up to that 2 strums is I'll just say, let's do 4 strums, 4 down strums for each of those 2 chords. So we're going to do A first, and then we're going to do G, okay? That means we're going to strum down 4 times for each chord, just down strums. Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then G. 1, 2, 3. Let's try it again. So back to A. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then G. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, if you need to work on this a little bit more, doing 4 for each, you can pause the video and try it on your own. But now we're going to slow it down even more, and we're going to do just 2 down strums for each chord. So we're going to start with A again. This time just 2 down strums, and 2 for A and then for G. So here we go. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, and then G. There we go. So let's try that again. 3, 4, 1, 2, and G, 3, 4. So that's what happens in that little measure where we have the A and the G sharing a measure. So in the next part of this video, I'm going to show you how to put this song together, or this pattern together, which is repeated a lot in the song through the verses.